Better Together with Maria, your life improvement series.
Talked about how you met your husband, and part of that was through just talking to God and God leading you to him. How do you communicate with God? How have you cultivated that relationship? And how do you know it's not your inner monologue, that it's God?
Yeah. Well, I didn't grow up in like a church household. We never went to church. And I started going to youth group when I was about 12, just because my acting coach was like a godmother to me, and she was one of the youth pastors, so I would just go. And then two of my kind of like friends, associates from school, because there was a lot of bullying with me being Black, they were really kind of like protectors of me for no good reason. They didn't know me that well, but they were just protectors of me. And they got into a really bad car accident, and there was 5 people in the car. They were babysitting a 4-year-old as well. Everybody else in the car died except for them, the 2 of them. And one of them, her name was Barbara, she ended up getting severe brain damage. Her older sister died in the accident with her. And Alicia, she ended up coming out physically the least unscathed, but obviously emotionally, in worst condition you could be in. And we went on a youth group retreat. She ended up getting saved. And I just was very intrigued, because I was like, wouldn't you be mad at God? Like, why would that make you get saved instead of like turn away from him? And she really kind of set the example for me that started my curiosity and my own journey. And over the years, I kind of like went through all these phases where like, when I was young, I was like super religious, like Bible stomping, like told my older sister, when she lost her virginity, I cried because I didn't want her to go to hell. I was like that. And like none of my friends told me when they lost their virginity. And then from that to like, it was crazy. And
I love that none of my friends told me.
It was very dramatical. And then as I got older, it was very much like, I'm trying to do everything by the book, but it's not working out. So F it, I'm gonna do what I wanna do. And like, I went through all these seasons, and once I got to a certain point, I realized that I was being so religious about my relationship with God that I didn't know that I really even had a real relationship with him. I didn't know if I was actually really hearing from him. Like, I knew that he was covering me and protecting me, and that he was answering some prayers, but I didn't know if I was really hearing from him. And so my relationship with him started to shift in my probably early to mid 20s, where I stopped being so about literally what I'm reading, but saying, well, God, what do you say about this? What do you say to me about this specifically? And just started asking for clarity and asking questions, and stopped making it about just what I was taught in church or what was the church culture, but really like, I need a relationship with you. That's me and you, like you said, a direct line. Mm-hmm. Whereas if somebody comes up to me and they're like, God gave me a word for you. There's been people I've told straight up and I'm like, no, he didn't. Because that's how crisp I hear from him now, where I'm like, okay, that's not what God, you know what I'm saying? Other times my spirit goes, it's like, I can feel the Lord like, this is for you. This is a word for you, and so my spirit is so discerning now that over time I've really fine-tuned my ear to the point of where when God told me Devon was my husband, it was like crystal clear.